When I think about the Cultural Centre and our mandate is to help Indigenous people learn about themselves. We try to make it as welcoming and like they can come here and be comfortable knowing that we're here to help them and knowing that they have a space where they can be vulnerable and learn about who they are.
My name is Dennis Daniels, and my role here at the Manitoba Indigenous Cultural Education is Executive Director. Well, you know, back in 1975 when we first started up, we had absolutely nothing till we finally got some pictures donated to us. 6 pictures on the back wall here is the original first pictures, part of the collections that we started off with.
We have a lot of stuff. We have soapstone carvings, we have traditional drums, we have some forms of taxidermy. We have baskets, we have regalia, we have garments, we have accessories, paintings on canvas. We even have like 2 birch bark canoes. Like, it's never ending. We have a lot of variety within our collection. My name is Danielle Mason. I am from Peguis First Nation. So I currently am the collections assistant. A lot of my work centers around sort of creating those documents and things to explain the art collection, because we have pieces from all across Turtle Island and we have so much art that's accumulated that we want to be able to share those stories. So I have a lot of favorites within the collection, but my favorite right now would have to be the Wolves by Gail Sinclair. There are these 2 beautiful, beautiful paintings. The use of color that Gail Sinclair has is just so awe-inspiring, and it's so pretty to look at, and it makes me smile when I see it.
Hello, my name is Jaya Mulder. I'm from Saugeen. I'm the library assistant at MICEC. My 2 favorite pieces are Berry Moon and Frog Moon. They're both by Stuart Stranger. And I really like them because I like the style that they're done in, and they have so much vibrant color and it's really pretty.
A lot of people used to come and stop here at the center, and they were people in need. Some of them had lots of artwork, and they'd say, buy a couple of pieces of artwork from me for X number of dollars. So that's how we started compiling artwork. After that, the odd person would come in here and say, I got some artifacts. And they'd either sell them to us or they'd donate them to us. So that's how we got started on our first collection of artifacts.
I'm Noah Melistravich, and I'm from Brandon, and I work with the library and research component of MICEC. Well, the collection at MICEC is so diverse and beautiful, but there is one that kind of stands out as I particularly keep coming back to, and that is this piece right here. And it's very, very fascinating, and I think it has a lot of stories to tell. It's part of the archaeological collection, which Dennis, our executive director, acquired way back from a region just north of Brandon, kind of by Riding Mountain. The material that this object's made out of is pipestone from the famous pipestone quarries in Minnesota. It has an image of a hand etched into it. But there's a lot more to say about this, and I think over time more people will add their perspectives to it and we'll be able to find a lot more out about it. But it's very fascinating, and it produces a lot of beautiful, curious thoughts.
My name is Anna Parenteau, and I'm from the Roseau River First Nation here in Manitoba. My role here at MICEC is operations manager. For me, like what I like to see in our library is to focus on or prioritize the material that is written by Indigenous people for Indigenous people. We have over 15,000 items in our library, and it's all Indigenous content. Verna Kirkness was the one who actually started it in the 1970s. She saw the need for a library, and so Verna was the one actually who named the library the People's Library. And obviously since then there's a lot more Indigenous authors and a lot more people that have written about Indigenous people. And so now, over the years, that collection of books that are written by Indigenous people for Indigenous people has steadily grown and continues to grow. So my favorite book in the library is Living Our Language by Anton Troyer, because he interviewed elders in the language, and then he transcribed that, and then he also translated that, and so that's all in one book.
So my name is Ernestine Musso and I'm from MICEC Cree Nation. So my favorite book in our library collection is Creating Space, My Life and Work in Indigenous Education by Verna Kirkness. So it's my favorite book because I don't think I've ever read anything more relatable to myself as a future Indigenous educator. And knowing all the work that she's done for our center is just really amazing.
In the early goings of the center, when it first started up in the communications department, we used to do camera work using a 35mm camera, and what we did is we used to make tape slide presentations. Had guys going all over, taping POWs, taping treaty days, taping anything that was going on in the community. That, I guess you can say, is how that started up.
My name is Kale Swampy. I'm from Saging First Nation and I work with the AV collection, which is audio and visuals. So in the AV collection, we work with archives, so slides, photos, videos, photographs from like the 80s and 90s that we're making public. My favorite part of the AV collection, there's a couple. There's the language lessons through audio cassettes, but there's also like the photos that the old MICEC team took, so like from the 80s, 90s. So it's nice to like see those, like the history of MICEC. So our hope for the AV collection is to digitize everything in the center, especially documents and other resources that people who can't come to the center could access through our website.
I have a lot of hopes for this collection because it's so diverse and it's so expansive. Like, it's that encouragement of art preservation, of sort of encouraging the next generation of artists, because a lot of the stuff here is a lot old, like it's older than me. Like, so I just think it's really, really important to encourage that in every way that we can.
And I hope that this building becomes one of the top of the line education for cultural education and languages, that all the people will be flocking here to learn about their culture, their history, their values.